Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bird and Brandon podcast. We've never done this before.
I don't know what to do with my...
Everybody say hello to Brian Doherty. This is the Dirty Bird.
What's happening, y'all?
He lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's his best move there. This is Stephen Mitchell. He's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He lives here in Decatur, and we train together.
What up?
What's going on? Steven's going to kind of serve as our producer and whatnot, but I got that role tonight. Tonight, our first guest is going to be Ovince St. Preux, or OSP. He's a top 10 light heavyweight in the UFC, which of course stands for Ultimate Fighting Championship, in case you didn't know. Anyways, Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give an introduction to the fans. I see we have one viewer right now. I'm sure this person is super interested.
Viewer, how's it going? And everybody else that might watch this. My name's Steven, and I'm a blue belt, as Brandon said, at his gym in Decatur, Alabama. And I'm an audio nerd and DJ. So he's requested my help with his podcast endeavor here. And I guess I'm going to help out as best I can in the future, man, and serve as a director and help out and stuff. So that's me. Short story.
Right on.
Blue belt guy.
Dirty Bird, lay it on us. Tell us about yourself.
Well, about 20 to 30-something years ago, I don't really know how old I am, but something happened between my parents. I don't know, they still haven't told me about it. But this lonely, faithful evening, the mood was right, sparks flew.
I was there.
And I was actually born a human. I was born a human, an actual live human. And right now I'm a youth minister in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And here's some things that you may not know about me. I like taking long walks with short people. I like to do puzzles, sometimes in the bathtub. I don't know. I don't want to get too detailed with it, but no, I'm just an easy, normal guy. Yeah, just a normal guy. I mean, I'm like you guys that are out there in the world. I like to put sushi in my shirt sometimes. I don't know.
We just had 7 viewers, and that story about the puzzles in the bathtub. Now we just got 6.
Oh man,
we've already lost.
Man, oh,
this is ridiculous.
Somebody, that hurts. That hurts me.
So, listen, I'm on Twitter. We got Bird and Brandon. That's a Twitter handle. Oh, we're back up to 7 viewers. Maybe they just got kicked out.
Stay with us, guys.
Maybe they had some latency issues.
Stay with us.
Did I say that correctly, Stevens?
Latency compensation, delay compensation.
All right. Don't say that again. Whatever you do, don't say that again. All right. So, hey, there's got to be a way. I think we can do like a Q&A session over here. I think you can open that up. So it says ask your audience to submit questions, and they will appear below. So if you guys have any questions, 9 viewers. All 9 of you have any questions? 11 viewers.
What's
now.
Up, guys?
Good grief!
It's popping off.
There are only 11 losers in the world. These people, you're a sad bunch. Right. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter, Brandon_MC. You can follow Dirty Bird on Twitter at DirtyBird34, or you can follow the podcast itself on Twitter at Bird and Brandon. Right, and then we're on Google Plus. It's on YouTube, but it's brand new, man. I don't even think we got enough views and time in to have like a dedicated URL just yet. But we will, because, like I said, man, we got a really strong first guest. So we're really just gonna do like a test run, a live test run tonight, and I don't know if you go hard or go home. We'll throw a UFC fighter on for the first show.
The beta test.
He'll be with us in a little bit. Who knows It'll be a little later.
Does this podcast have a name?
It's the Bird and Brandon podcast.
Bird and Brandon podcast.
Bird and Brandon.
Sorry, Steven, that kind of leaves you out.
That's cool. I could just be like the third wheel guy over here.
Yeah. Don't be too
You
sad
call
about
it the Bird and Brandon and Third Wheel.
It's too late. I've already got the domain.
Oh, okay.
Bird, Brandon, and Third Wheel. So, well, listen. Let's see. Anything for us? What were you gonna say, Bird?
I was gonna say, what is the reason that we decided to have a podcast in the first place? I don't even know personally.
Well, I mean,
you just forced me to buy a microphone.
You did a strong job buying the microphone.
I did.
What kind of microphone did you purchase there? Let's give a shout out to them.
Here, check it out.
No, hold on. Let me put you on the screen. So I'm having to try to click back and forth. I'm really just learning how to use all this, to tell you the truth.
Look, it's called the Blue Yeti.
The Blue Yeti.
Looks like a spaceship.
All right, that was terrible. That's not going to translate to the audio version very well.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's got a cool mic. I'm a little disappointed in you guys. I mean, not a cool. I got mine set up to where you can really have a look-see, and I put on some headphones.
Yeah.
They're Soul, I believe is the name.
Mine just looks like something weird at the bottom of my screen.
Hold on, I can put on some headphones and then take it up a few notches. Hold up. Here we go.
Yeah, put some on, even if you don't plug them in.
Now,
there we go.
Super professional.
Have at it.
I want to bust it one ear DJ style so I can actually hear you guys though.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do DJing. Tell us what's going on in the world of DJing. I don't really. What does DJing involve these days?
So
do you
much,
spin
man.
the disc?
Well, it's gone from like vinyl, from into like a digital world. It's pretty crazy actually. DJing nowadays, it's evolved into some interesting things, man. But right now, like personally, I'm just DJing weddings and doing kind of married, grown up seized kind of DJ stuff, man. So I do mostly that kind of stuff. It's more.
Those headphones look super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out.
Nah, just let it.
It's
happen.
kind of because it's like it was covering my. I couldn't hear anything.
Hard times.
Yeah.
Isn't all you need is just like two turntables and a microphone? I thought that's
what Beck said. In quoting Beck, that is a very apt quote, and it's true. But there's many more things than turntables now. It's like it's grown up past turntables into like a digital world of crazy controllers and stuff. It's weird.
Crazy controllers.
Yeah, crazy controllers is kind of like it's really changed a lot. There's kind of some flack on that, because it's gone from being a record and a vinyl record into like now what you're using an MP3, so there's quality issues and it's just a whole new universe almost than what it used to be. But there's still like people that scratch vinyl and DJs that are like old school like that, like hip hop DJs and stuff that still scratch and whatnot. So, but there's just a whole other like level of controllerist and things that you just use.
I don't even know what that word means. No idea.
It's like they use these. Hold on, let me.
What? Well, are you gonna scratch some records?
No, see, like this is a controller.
No, it's not. That's speaking. Well, that's the thing where like push the buttons and it tells the word.
Yeah, speak and spell.
Yeah.
That's a digital Connect 4. Be honest.
Right. I could do all of that with that. Like
I could do Connect 4 with that,
and make it do speak and spell at the same time.
Let's play Connect 4 right now.
And then make it like turn on my Keurig coffee machine if I had the right app. Yeah. But basically it just controls like it's just empty, So it just you can like put sounds on it, like one-off samples, or you can DJ with this thing, just like this button would start a record and this one would stop it. So it's pretty much whatever you want it to be. It's just an empty blank slate.
Now, do the people who still spin the proverbial disc, do they look down on your types who do it all digital?
There's groups of people that don't like certain aspects of the digital game. So one of the things that we're able to do now digitally that you weren't really able to do with vinyl records is really match a beat real easy, which is kind of a skill of DJing, is being able to match a beat. But with digital, you can press a button and the computer does it for you. So it takes away.
That's cheating, dude.
Yeah, right. It's cheating. But what it does afford you, and I can say this coming as like a DJ that's like spun vinyl and learned the old school way, without that it kind of like helps you in it helps you like focus on your mix more rather than like trying to keep beats together, like keep the timing. So instead of like focusing on keeping the timing of the two beats locked in, you can diverge from that and focus instead on the mixing of levels and like finer tuning the mix. So there's like a bonus, but then people do see it as cheating. So
you guys are
it's
like
cheating.
You guys are like the Jetsons, the naturalists, the real guys. They're like the Alaskan bush people. They go and literally hunt their food with maybe like a stick or their teeth, and they build shelter out of back hair and grass. But then the Jetsons come along and I can push a button.
Insta beats.
Insta beats. I like it.
So Bird, tell us a little bit about your world, what it is that you do. I'm sure some of the fine folks out there. We're down to 6 viewers already, so nice job, guys.
Yep.
They didn't like the controller sketch. Dude, that controller's weak, bro. Bring the turntables.
Gonna need a new third wheel. No biggie. Whatever.
No problem. All right, well, guys, I'm in my 2nd year as youth minister here in Greenwood Park.
Oh, almost fell down.
In Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green, Kentucky is a pretty awesome place. When I first heard about it, I thought that there's a bunch of mountain people and moonshine. No offense to Kentuckians, but that's what I thought. So, but it's actually a pretty cool city, town. I don't know what you call it. But
how many people live in Bowling Green?
Probably like 60, 50, something thousand.
So it's about the same size as Decatur. We got about 55,000. Is that right, Stephen?
No idea whatsoever.
Perfect. You're hired.
And so
I thought you were going to stop at 50 or 60 at Bowling Green.
Stephen, as soon as you didn't know the answer to that question, we lost another viewer. Hope you're happy with yourself.
I'm shooting 0-5 here.
Oh,
we're back up.
Yes.
Humility
Thank
wins.
you guys for tuning in. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done.
All
it's not.
All I've ever wanted in my whole life was to have a radio show, dude. I wanted it to be Bird and Brandon in the mornings. That's what I always wanted. So we went to college together, me and Bird. We'd known each other for, since 1998, I guess. Right? Or 99.
Yeah, we met in 98.
So we went to college together at Faulkner University.
All right. I was a freshman in high school in 98.
You were basically a zygote. So anyway, tell us more about Bowling Green, homie.
Yeah, Bowling Green's cool. It's home of the Corvette plant and museum.
Oh, yeah.
It's got Lost River Cave, which has some cool little blue lagoons that are in the Guinness Book of World Record.
Is that cave the one that goes like to the middle of the earth?
Yes, it's like the shortest. It's like the shortest but deepest body of water in the world.
There's aliens down there, bro.
There is.
That's where they are. They're in Kentucky.
That's where Will Ferrell went in the movie. What was it with the dinosaurs? And he went back in time. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, the Shawshank Redemption.
Journey to the Earth, or maybe. No.
I think it was Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I think it was something. It was Gone Girl. I think it was. Yeah.
Schindler's List.
He was in there with Ben Affleck.
How much different would Schindler's List have been if Will Ferrell would have been in it?
Oh my
That would have been a totally different movie.
I don't know if we can joke about Schindler's List.
I can do whatever I want. It's my
Okay, we
podcast.
can. We can. Hey, Jew can do what you want.
Hey,
Thank you. We'll be here until the podcast.
It is. I'm going to say this though. It is Holocaust Remembrance Day or something like that.
I thought it was Earth Day.
So it's so many days right now. Like,
It is Earth Day.
There's like it was 420 and now it's Earth Day and now it's like, you know.
Listen, that guy, the bookkeeper of Auschwitz is on trial right now in Germany. I didn't know if y'all knew that.
Teach me about this. What is this you speak of?
Dude, he's on trial for like 300,000 counts of murder.
How about
no lie?
Why do you even need to put somebody on trial for that? Like,
He's
what's the point in trial?
He's like 96 years old.
If you're
he's on
accused
trial
of killing 300,000 people, let's just say you're probably guilty of at least one of them. So that should be a done deal. I'd say, look, man, I only killed 10% of those people. You killed 30,000 people.
So, but he's like
Check my math on that, Steven. You're the producer.
They're saying that he's
right.
getting. They're saying that he's getting life in prison. So he'll like,
so about an hour and a half in prison.
Basically Thursday. So, yeah, it's a true story. True story.
Okay, so tell us what your job is there in Bowling Green. This is important to me. I mean, you're spending your life as a servant to people. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
Yeah, because most of y'all might not know that Brandon was actually a youth minister at one point in his life, and basically I deal with 7th through 12th graders. I mentor in a spiritual way. I plan yearly activities, which me personally, I try to go above and beyond just planning. Like, oh hey guys, we're gonna sit in a circle and throw around a thing of yarn and tell each other how much we love each other, and and cry and sing Kumbaya. No, I try to go above what the normalcy is of youth ministry, which that entails a lot of things. I don't know.
Pretty much when I was a youth minister, we just played basketball twice a week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But my basketball would probably have like water balloons, water balloon launchers.
Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah.
Somebody in a like a Bigfoot costume, like a couple of adults eating chili on the side.
Who's is the guy in the Bigfoot? Is the guy in the Bigfoot costume eating chili, or?
No, he's playing basketball. But yeah, I mean that's what I do. That's what I do. Like today, tonight, for instance, I had the opportunity to kind of guide some teenagers in a direction that they were, asking me advice for. And so I feel like the way I take on my ministry is I challenge the teenagers to make the world a better place. Like that's basically what I do. It's like by following this certain way of life, you're making the world better. So anyways, without getting too serious, that's what I do. I'm just trying to make the youth of the world just better.
Nice, man. It's a really hard job, man. Like I spent 8 years in full-time ministry with kids, and working with kids is really, really easy. Working with parents is sometimes difficult, and then working with the adults who are in charge of running the church was always difficult.
Yeah,
So
Except
that's the hardest part.
like that's the coolest thing about me is like my leaders and the guys who are kind of my bosses are phenomenal people, and they're laid back, and they're whatever. They let me do what I do, and they let me do it in the way that I want to do it, and so it's very easy to work here at Greenwood Park. It's a lot of fun. Um, Anyways, it's pretty cool when one of your bosses starts quoting Borat with you, and so he's he was asking me about our
Not
summer
typical
tour.
Church of Christ fare.
No, not typical Church of Christ elders, but he was asking me how the summer intern was, and I was telling him some of the cool things that he was doing, and he goes, "Very nice." And
He probably just saw somebody do that.
no. He's watched
He
it.
saw a link. He saw a
He's
link to
seen
it
the
on
movie.
Facebook.com.
I think he was one of the guys that was riding with him in the Winnebago from South Carolina.
Was he the fat guy?
No.
Borat? That'd
No.
be pretty. Oh, my neighbor, literally my next door neighbor, just messaged me and said, "Hey, nice beard. I haven't seen him in like a month and a half." And he's like watching the podcast. "Hey, Blake."
Hey, if
How you
anybody
doing,
knows
fella?
me that's listening, text me. I want to know if you're. I want to know if you're watching.
Yeah, I got the group chat open on the computer. So if you follow the link to see the show and you checked it out on the computer, I'm not sure not sure if that works on the YouTube link or not. So listen, this is new for us guys, so we're open to criticism. You know, we're just having a good time, really, kind of shooting the crap till Vince calls. So, anyways, hey, you know what? Let's do some current events. Look, I got some notes here. Do my Dave Letterman impression.
Stack.
That's, I'm kind of upset because I wrinkled my pages. I'm a little bit OCD, and I just wrinkled my pages up a little bit, and I got to stack them back up evenly. So, all right. So here's what I'm going to do for current events. Y'all ready for this? This is super technical. I'm going to open Facebook, and I'm going to hit this trending tab right here on the right.
Hey, hold on one sec. Old Robert Lester just texted me. He's watching, dude.
Robert Lester, bless your beautiful soul.
You do have a beautiful soul.
Bless your beautiful little heart, Robert Lester. The Doc, Lester,
as we like to call him.
Yes. Oh, hey, what happened with homeboy Jacobs? Y'all went skiing and he like broke his face off.
Yeah, dude,
I saw it on the Facebook.com.
Yeah, he broke his neck. He's 43 years old, and he did
First of all, he's ancient. First of all, he's the oldest man alive. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. He's not even close to how old we are. But yeah, he did a couple backflips on like a professional size jump at night. We were night skiing. By the way. And he almost landed the first two, and he was so close, and so he under-rotated on the third one and landed on his forehead and was out cold at the top of the he was out cold at the top of the ramp, and so they took him he went to like 2 emergency rooms, and he had some cracked vertebrae, and so now he's in a brace, but he can drive a van with his teeth now, so it's all good.
Well, look, it's you got to work around your injuries. Don't work through them. You know what I mean? That's good. Good job. He's picked up a new skill set because of that injury.
Yes.
Look on the bright side.
I want to shout out to David Kimball, who is watching the podcast now.
Oh man. Well, it's not going to take us long to shout out to everybody that's watching. I'll be honest with you. Does anybody else want to shout out? We got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, David Kimball is quite a character. We're going to have him on the podcast. He makes me laugh. He's my BFF down here in the Bowling Greens.
Trey Thompson just texted me and said, "Why does Dirty Bird live in a dorm room with curtains made by my grandmother?"
I'd like to answer that question
Please do.
in a two-part answer if I could.
Yes.
Okay. A.
It's not going to be a good answer.
Because I'm very good friends with your grandmother, and
Zing!
We play pinochle. We bonko even on every other Wednesday.
I think you're looking for bunko.
Bunko, yeah, that's right. Bunko is something different altogether, used with canoe paddles and Nerf balls, but that's neither here nor there. You don't worry about where I live, first off, okay? I could be in a dorm, could be in my mother's basement. You don't know. You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through.
Hey, I'm about to... Yo, Matt Paul, I'm about to add you in right here. Follow the link that I just sent you. Either from a webcam or from a smartphone, you should be able to join us. This is my friend Matt the Monster Paul out of Chicago. He's a professional MMA fighter. He's fighting this Saturday. So while we're waiting on OSP to call in, then we can talk to Matt if you guys want. He'll be a pretty cool dude to talk to. He's a nice gentleman with a fancy beard. He's got a fancy beard.
Who's he fighting?
I don't know. Don't ask me. He'll call in a second. Jeez, dude.
Wow.
I'm so sick of your garbage.
You sass me one more time. And
say it. Say.
Hey, listen.
Say how you feel.
All right. Say it. Don't spray it, brother.
Say it. Don't spray it, homie.
Hey,
so
that's for the news, not the weather.
Oh my gosh. We need to get your, speaking of horrible and corny jokes, we need to get your dad to call in and be a guest on the podcast. Dirty Bird's dad, we call him Papa Bird. He is legitimately the funniest old man on the planet. I love him. I just want to squeeze his old man cheeks.
It's not even close. Like he's a mixture of the guy who can't stop laughing from Mary Poppins and and just like one of the Wiggles. Like as you put them together, and then that's what he is. It's ridiculous.
All right, Matt said give him about 5 minutes to get his computer out. Make sure you got a webcam and a at least decent Wi-Fi connection, Matt, so that we can check it out. So who knows? Total disaster? I don't know. Okay, so let's go on to some current events. How you guys feel about some current events? All right, so I'm going to pull up the trending on Facebook here. All right, here we go. What's trending? Let's see. Google Doodle. Cardiff University. Scientists at school claim to identify root cause and new treatment for asthma. Let's see. Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Woman says she was fired for not paying back cash after robbery. What does that even mean? You heard about this already?
I did.
Is it worth me reading?
No, not at all.
Skip. Iceman.
Here, I got something that we need to talk about right now.
All right, let's talk about it.
I don't know if y'all have heard about the Kylie Jenner challenge lately.
I saw that, dude.
What's that?
Did you see it?
Yeah. All right, you guys work. All right, I'm gonna give you the screen while I go pull up some pictures that we can present to everybody.
Yeah.
I think I should be able to do this.
There's a fail. There's like a girl who did a complete fail. And let me explain it. Kylie Jenner, one of the Kardashian sisters.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know who she was. I just saw people's faces busting open.
Bruce Jenner, his daughter. Well, you know how Bruce is turning into a woman. I don't know. We can get into that some other time. But so Kylie goes out into public, and when she does, she wants to make her lips fuller, because full lips equals like beauty, I guess, in women. And so what she does is she takes a shot glass or a really small glass, and she sticks her lips inside.
Wait, Kylie Jenner does this?
Kylie Jenner. And so, I mean, any girl can do it. Any guy could do it if you want to, but you'd be really weird. But So they put their lips inside this shot glass or whatever, and they start sucking really hard, and so the pressure and the suction, after a few minutes, they pull the glass off, and their lips look like completely huge because it's basically giving yourself a hickey on your lips. And so this girl did it and failed completely. It's on the internet. It's going viral, and it's pretty hilarious. But girls are doing the Kylie Jenner challenge and posting it, and it's becoming very famous as of late.
So what happens when it goes wrong? Or
Well,
Is that it? Can you guys see it?
that's yes. Yeah, you start turning into.
Is that the girl?
Yeah, that's basically what happens. You start turning into Hitch after he ate some fish, and his face started swelling up. But you could pull it up and just Kylie Jenner challenge fail, and this girl does it. It'd be funny if we even played the video. I don't know, but I mean her lips are completely huge, and it's crazy. It's crazy. At first I thought it was a joke, but like girls are legitimately doing it to go out into public and to alter their appearance, I guess, in a more beautiful way.
Oh, here we go. Here's another. Oh, I think Matt Paul just chimed in. Hold on, Matt. What's going on, baby?
You're right about the beard, Brandon.
I told you it's an epic beard. It's an
What's
epic
up,
beard.
guys?
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, dude?
Talk to us a little bit, baby. Talk to me about that white in that beard.
Oh,
What's
the
going
white?
on? Yeah, I like
That's my
that.
wisdom patch.
I like it, dude.
He's Gandalfing. I love it.
I made
He's
change.
doing the
You guys see the
Gandalf
change.
challenge.
Well, I mean, the Blackhawks are in the finals, so I gotta keep the beard going.
Oh, just real quick, a little real talk for you. Nobody cares about hockey.
Hey,
This
that's
is
man sport
This is
right
the South player. Nobody could care any less about hockey. I just found out it was a sport last week.
Oh. I think
It's
we could all agree UFC was good then.
Yeah, dude. That's we could talk about that if we need to, but let's do that later. Why don't you
Oh, yeah.
tell us a little bit about your fight that you got coming up? First, I guess tell us. We'll just do a little formal interview here. How's that sound? I've never done an interview before, so let's see how this
Do you have
goes.
questions prepared?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
Didn't actually expect anybody to watch. So here's what I need you to do before we do the interview. You jump on and tweet or whatever it is that you do and tell people to come watch. I'll send you the link right quick where people can watch. Don't tweet out the link that I sent you. That'll put everybody on the on the live call.
Super show.
Hold on. All right, you guys
We'll
talk.
be popping up like the Brady Bunch.
You guys talk with Matt for a second while
It looked just
while I get this going.
It
All
looked
right.
just the Brady Bunch.
All right, Steven, you're in charge. Don't let Bird say anything.
Oh.
I'm gonna find the link. I
I
gotta
don't
figure
know
out
what
how
to
to add him.
say. Why can't Bird
All right.
talk?
All right, Bird,
I
you're
shared
back.
it on my
for real.
Facebook.
You shared it already?
I shared it on my Facebook, the
Okay, that'll
YouTube
work.
video.
That'll work.
The Facebook.com to quote
That'll work.
the mighty
The
BMAC.
Facebook.
Yeah, the Facebooks. So tell us.
I have a
first of
request
all-
first.
Yeah, go.
I want you to say britches.
Say what?
Britches.
We don't talk like that around here, friend.
Britches.
This is again.
Your
This
pants.
is the house. This is the
Your
Bible.
britches.
Oh, britches. You want me to say it in context, or you want me to say
Yeah,
it properly?
it's gotta be.
Like, you gonna beat the britches off this boy you're fighting on Saturday?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna beat the britches off of that fella.
That's North Alabama speak.
That's how Daddy does it. So, tell us a little bit about your background in martial arts, or wrestling, or whatever, and then tell us how you got involved in MMA.
Well, I've been fighting for like 7 years, but I started off wrestling before that. I was lucky to have Joey Gilbert as my wrestling coach starting out, which I don't know if anybody knows of him.
He
He's
fought in the UFC?
first fourth. Yeah, he fought BJ Penn.
Yeah, I remember.
He was also the
sweet.
first guy in Illinois to win state 4 years in a row for wrestling. And if you pay attention to college wrestling, he wrestled one of the Brands twins, which the Brand brothers went undefeated their college careers.
Nice, dude. So, so you wrestled under him for how long? This was your high school coach?
Right, and then turned in to be my first MMA coach.
Whoa.
I just went into a practice one day after season. I was like, I don't got nothing else to do now. So I went into wrestling practice for MMA practice instead. And turns out I'm pretty good at it.
Nice, dude. So he was your wrestling coach while he was in the UFC, like while he was an active fighter, or
That was post UFC. I'm a youngin', remember?
how old are you?
I'm 25.
Well, that's not terrible. You know, I'll be 35 next month. I'm pretty much ancient. 25. You know, you still got time. I don't know. You could probably squeeze one or two kids in before you croak. Pop a few.
Yeah, I mean,
suckers
maybe.
out. I'm not sure how that works. So where he fought BJ at Joey Gilbert was good, dude.
Yeah.
He fought BJ at like UFC 34 or something like that, huh? What was
Yeah,
it?
one of those ones I wasn't around
I
for.
gotta ask Siri. One of those you weren't even born for. Jesus Christ.
Don't you have like a producer, a third wheel, who's supposed to be checking your facts? What's going on here?
Dude, look, man, this is our first run.
Dadgummit, Steven.
He's never even heard of the
Messed up my
UFC.
laptop be over here on the side.
He trains in the gi. He doesn't even know what the UFC is.
You know, I got my first gi the other day.
Yeah, you actually went and bought yourself a gi. What kind did you
No,
buy?
somebody else had to buy it.
Oh, yeah, you're a fighter. You for sure didn't buy it. You're not even paying tuition. You
I'm
scumbag.
saying, I can't pay nothing. I'm barely paying my rent.
Dude,
Listen,
the keys can get expensive, man. Those things are expensive.
that's the cost, man, of fighting, dude. That's the cost. You want to be poor, have no girlfriend. Well, I'm sure you got a lovely young lady, actually, don't you? But
I do.
You don't get the opportunity to ever see her. You want to shout out the girlfriend right quick?
Oh, yeah. I don't get the chance to see Bonnie out there in Minnesota. Also training at 10th Planet.
Oh, dang. Where's she at?
Yeah.
She's with Tim.
She's at the St. Paul one with
Nice.
Nate.
Nice. Nate Kleinfeld
Yes.
and Tim Gillette, I believe.
yeah,
I never actually met those guys. Nate Kleinfeld looks like a real life savage, dude. He's got a super fight coming up with another UFC veteran. Who is it? He's fighting Eric Schaefer.
Yeah, he's fighting Eric Schaefer.
Yeah.
I'm
Eric
excited to
Schaefer's
watch that. That should be fun.
Killer. They fought before at the Naga. I watched the video, but I can't remember who won. I think it went to points.
Yeah, Eric won on points.
Oh, so it's a rematch.
Correct.
Nate's legit, dude. Nate's super legit. So that
Yeah,
should
I
be
mean,
a matchup.
he's putting out killers out there too. So
Yeah, he's got a strong school. They got 2 academies, right?
yeah,
Man, tough
there's
dudes.
the
Man.
St. Paul and Apple Valley.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Okay, so you wrestled in high school under Joey Gilbert, and then he became your first MMA coach. So how old were you when you started fighting MMA for the first time? Or started
18.
training, I guess. 18. So you knew right away, like, I want to fight. Like, tell us about kind of the mindset of switching from wrestling to fighting, or was that always about fighting?
I mean, it was pretty much always about fighting. There was not necessarily fighting per se, but that one-on-one combat. You know, I liked that one-on-one thing. I didn't like team sports because it could be like, oh, this guy over here isn't playing that hard, so we lost. Like, if you lose a fight, that's pretty much on you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I transferred straight to that, and it was awesome. And I pretty much made like 7-0 on pure wrestling. Getting my nose broke a lot.
As an amateur, 7-0 as an amateur.
Yeah. I ended, and then I switched over to 10th Planet with Josh Pacini over at 10th Planet Chicago.
Nice. And how long have you been with him now?
About like a year and a half, maybe.
Okay, so not that long. So
No, not that
really,
long.
really, you were pretty new when I was up there then.
Right. That
Yeah.
was
So
pretty fresh.
Josh is a good friend of mine, man. Him and John Fajita.
Yep.
I
That's
love
my
John
main training
Fajita.
partner.
John Fajita is an animal, dude. Don't sleep on that guy.
That's the only reason I got through the ranks so quick is being training partners with that savage every day.
Yeah, well, Piscini's a little bit of an animal himself, man.
Oof.
He got a
Yeah.
big old strong neck and a fancy bald head.
Yeah, and a beard to rival mine.
Let's don't get crazy.
I mean, I said rival. I didn't say win.
Ah. All right, so you went 7-0 as an amateur.
Well, I went 15-0 total. I went 7-0 without anything else besides wrestling.
Weak. You went 15-0 as an amateur, no kidding.
15-1.
Look, now you're lying to me. So that's
Maybe I misspoke. It's 15-1.
What stands out in your mind more, the 15 or the 1?
I think there's a 1 in the 15, so the 1 is always number 1. That's me.
Oh. So tell me about the loss. Like how deep into your career was it?
It was my 13th fight, lucky 13.
Nice.
And I took the dude super light, like stereotypical, I'm too good for this. Like barely training, and weight cut was horrible because I didn't take it seriously.
What weight class do you fight in?
I go down to 85
And
from like 230.
What?
Dang.
So, whoa, okay, let's talk about that for just a second.
Yeah?
You walk around at 230 pounds.
Yeah. Like when you saw me at the training camp, I was probably like 225.
Oh my gosh, dude. And how much, like, you diet down? How long does it take you to get down to...
I diet down to 205 fairly quickly because I'm at 230 eating like whatever I feel like. Me and John Fajita go max out on some menus there.
Man.
But
So you
diet down to 205 in about like 2 weeks or so. Another week to get to, no, probably like another week and a half to get to 195, and that's usually about where I start my water cut.
So you really only cut about 10 pounds of water then?
Correct.
Okay, that's not ridiculous, I don't guess. I mean, for a guy your size, 10 pounds of water is really not that much, of your body
I mean, it's not a lot, and it doesn't seem like a lot, and then doing it is different.
Oh, yeah. Cutting weight is the worst part of any
Oh, yeah, that's horrible.
sport. I really wish they'd get rid of that, but it's almost like it's one of the disciplines of fighting in and of itself, like you got.
Yeah, but like it's almost not a big deal to blow weight anymore. So many people are doing it. This guy I'm fighting, the first time we fought, he blew weight by like 10 pounds.
But that's not blowing weight. That's not even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's super unprofessional. And you fought him as a professional, and he did that.
Correct.
So he's not a professional, even though he's not fighting amateur anymore. He's certainly not a professional.
Oh yeah. I mean,
What
he
happened
lost pretty decisively.
What's the gentleman's name?
Ivan Garcia Jr.
Ivan Garcia Jr. And what happened the first time you guys fought?
To be honest, and it's going to sound super cocky, but
Perfect.
Be honest, the whole first round I wanted to test my stand-up. Like, I'm not a stand-up fighter. I'm not used to these 5-minute rounds. I wanted to see where my stand-up was at. I wanted to get at it, see how I felt. Last the whole 5-minute round.
How'd that go?
Pretty well. I kicked his legs out from underneath him several times.
And he agreed to fight you again, this gentleman.
Oh, well, I gave him a nice little Harry Potter scar on his skull.
Well, I don't know what that means.
You know Harry Potter? He's got the cut on his forehead.
I don't know that. This is Dirty Bird's area of expertise here. Bird.
Everybody knows Harry Potter.
Dude,
not everybody. Age gap going
Not
on
everybody.
We got the age gap
Brandon
on here.
Brandon doesn't know anything about Harry Potter.
Dirty Bird was reading all the Harry Potter books several these many years ago, and I was like, nah, that's not happening.
Nah.
I was like, check this out. I'm a grown man.
Well, I'm saying main reason I know about it is I'm so young. We watched that in school.
We were watching Old Yeller. Where the red
I
fern
love
grows.
Old Yeller.
Where the red fern grows. Oh my goodness. So sad.
Never will you cry harder than when watching Where the Red Fern Grows. That's the
Oh,
saddest
yeah?
movie of all time. That and
I thought Old Yeller was sad.
Adam Sandler.
Watch them in tandem for ultimate sadness.
You watch in this order. You got to go Old Yeller, Where the Red Fern Grows, and then Click with Adam Sandler.
Are you trying to like kill your audience? Like you're gonna make them so depressed they don't want to do anything.
And then as soon as you're done, you need to switch it over to Hoosiers to pick the spirits back up. Jimmy Chitwood with that sweet left-handed J. I don't even know how to shoot with the left hand. It just makes me weird. We'll leave it hanging. All right. Okay, so professional career. Tell us about your professional career. When was your first pro fight? How many of you had, and then when was your first one, I guess?
My first one was this Ivan Garcia character. That was last year, May. And I'm actually having a super rough time finding fights. I can't find fights to save my life. And,
maybe because you're a terrifying human being.
I mean, that might have something to do with it, but I'm not that bad. You know me.
No, you're a scary, scary boy. So, how many fights?
1-0 as a pro.
1-0. So your second fight is the same dude.
Yeah, because
What's
he's
the
the only one that'll
organization?
take it.
What organization are you
XFO.
fighting in? XFO.
Yeah, that's the Extreme Fighting Organization. It's supposed to be streamed on Fight Pass, but they've recently told me it's not happening.
Oh,
So I
that
don't
was
know what's going on there.
very kind of them.
Yeah.
So they're kind of dangling that out in front of everybody. Kind
Yeah.
of like
Hey,
us
look.
saying that OSP is going to call in.
I want to make a trip down there to train with you guys.
Dude,
Check
I would
out
love to
OSP.
have you.
Have him,
William Vincent is coming out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he's supposed to be coming out this month sometime. We'll see if he's still making it out. So I don't know. We'll see.
Another
Okay.
big, crazy Chicago guy.
Yeah, he's a big old scary dude too.
Yeah.
I met him in Omaha, Nebraska. He came down for that training camp where me and Gio and all those guys were teaching down there at Derek Stewart's school. And they had us all paired up doing like warm-up drills, like guard passing drills. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got a couple of white belts in my group. This guy's big, but he's a white belt. And so first time he went to pass my guard, I was like, oh my gosh, this dude's a big old monster. So round two, I was like, I'm footlocking this sucker.
The sock lock, that's where I learned it.
I'm going to footlock the piss out of this guy. I'm not playing no more games with him.
I was a white belt back then, too.
Back in the old times.
Yeah, at Omaha.
How are things going in Chicago? Tell us about 10th Planet Chicago, man.
They're going awesome. Josh got his brown.
Yeah.
Fajita got his purple.
I know. Congratulations to those guys, man. That's big steps, man. Brown, not a lot of 10th Planet brown belts floating around out there.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You're a blue belt now?
Correct.
Blue belt. Been a blue belt for how long?
Since like last October, November, when we had Eddie out.
Nice, man. And Steven's a blue belt. He got his blue belt on the Helio Seneca organization.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So you guys can y'all are pretty much the same. He's 116 pounds soaking wet.
Hey, that's like
I think
absolute.
we
You know,
should
Kyle Terra does it.
I think we should organize a fight.
I actually saw him.
Yeah, super fight.
I saw him at the Atlanta Open when I was competing there. So he was just hanging out. I was like, "What's up, Kyle Terra?"
Oh man, that's cool.
That man loves his Skittles.
Yeah, he eats sweets, man, like crazy. Now, loves some sweets, man.
Well, yeah. So what? Yeah, I don't know a lot about that, but I always hear that he eats candy, and that's like his main staple in his diet. What's up?
I mean, all he wants is candy. He came out for a seminar by us, and I guess all he wanted was Skittles.
He just eats candy. Isn't he like sick all the time or something like that? Like he's always having like health problems or something. Is that true, or am I just making that up? All right, perfect. I have no idea. I guess it's. Oh, Matt died. Matt's audio went out. Matt, can you hear us? All right.
I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can hear. Bird, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, you may just have to step out, like just exit the chat. I'll kick you out, and then follow the link to come back in.
Yeah, I had to do that earlier. It just kicked me out. My phone went to like the Apple screen.
Yeah,
Like,
let's. No big deal, man. We can make it happen super easy. So. All right, so let's go on to man. Hope Vince calls in, dude. This will be a bit of a bummer. So.
how long have we been how long have we been having a podcast for?
We're on about 50 minutes.
All
50
right.
minutes. So not too bad, man. See, I'll go all day. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so we're back to the Kylie Jenner challenge. Is that what we were talking about?
Someone should do it, right?
You should do it. You should do it right now, Dirty Bird.
Okay.
Go get a cup and let's do it.
All right.
Go
Give me a
get
few seconds to find a cup. I'll be back.
Dude, don't let your lip explode.
Oh shit! Is that what happened? Is someone?
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so look, while he's doing that, I'm gonna pull up a picture. Hold on.
So you can pull up like the procedure to do it without lip explodage.
No. We don't want him to know how to do it without hurting himself. Look, can everybody see that? That's a picture of like a chick. Oh, hey, look out. Ovince is calling in. Hold on a second. What's up, OSP? You're live, dude.
Am I live right now, bro?
You are live right now. You want me to take it off for a second?
I mean, I don't care.
Can you?
I fell asleep trying to wait.
Hold on a second, man. Let me see here. I'm gonna put this off.
You're multitasking, man. You got many platforms going on right now.
I know. I'm doing a lot of different stuffs. So, can you hear Vince, Steven?
Yes, I can hear him. I don't know if he can hear us though, the way you got it.
Yeah, he's on speakerphone.
All right.
So I don't know. So, Vince, were you able to follow that link that I gave you?
I was gonna end up putting it on my note because my note has a hangout.
I got you. Do you have it with you?
Yeah, I have my note with me right now.
Yeah. So follow that link that I sent you on the note, and then we'll put you in, and you can do a video chat with us. All right. Right on.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Peace. Right on. The Dirty Bird comes back. He's gonna have like exploded lips, and he's gonna have OSP sitting there staring at him. I was trying to find that picture of that chick who blew her lips up, just completely blew them up.
Oh, that's graphic imagery. I guess I could search as well. But that means like both of us are searching, like over like.
Yeah. Hold on. There's one.
You got to like do the side thing, like.
Oh, this is it. Oh my gosh, dude. This chick's face exploded, man. It's unbelievable. Okay, here we go. Presenting to everyone. Can y'all see that? Can everybody see that?
I can't see anything right now. You got to put it up on the screen, right?
Yeah, is it not up on the screen?
I only see you
Okay, hold on.
at the moment.
Stop presenting. I'm going to hit a screen share right here. Check this out. Can you see that?
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, she blew her
that's
face
gross.
up.
I can look at it.
Blew her face up.
I can't look at it.
That's unreal, man. That is just some sick stuff. People are crazy, dude.
Backfire right there.
People
What's
are
it
weird.
called? It's called something. It's like agoraphobia or something like that. It's
Isn't it like
body
fear of
or like
war
body
or
dysmorphia. It's where you change your appearance like drastically. You know, it's like different levels of body image. You know, to where people like exaggerate. You know, like you see a lot in plastic surgery where people exaggerate big time. You know, whatever. They're like modifying
Dude, what is wrong with people, man?
their boobs or their butt or whatever.
Dude. Oh, shoot. Ovince St. Preux has joined this video call. So his picture ought to start popping up here in just a second.
I see the blue person.
I see a blue Vince. Let's see if there's on a...
Yeah, it's called body dysmorphic disorder. Is the
See,
term.
that's why you're the man, dude.
I'm like the resident psychologist up here. It's like actually the technical term.
So Vince is trying. He's trying to get in. Oh, and he's gone. Nice job, Vince. So I got my OSP notes here. Right, look at that. I'm gonna ask him about playing ball at Tennessee.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, I have kind of a question on that, man. Like kind of like the way football relates to martial arts. Like as a sport, just as a sport, like there's martial elements of the sport. Just because it's so physical. So.
Well, yeah. Well, the things that interest me the most about sports aren't really the technical things. It's more the psychological parts of sports. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm super excited about talking to him about what it's like to compete at the highest level in different sports and how that might or might not translate. Are you familiar with Josh Waitzkin, who that is? Yeah. Did you ever read his book, The Art of Learning? Dude, that's an amazing book, man. So for those of you that might or might not be watching, Josh Waitzkin was a chess prodigy. The movie Searching for Bobby Fischer, that movie, he's the kid in Searching for Bobby Fischer.
And he's now a jiu-jitsu black belt under Marcelo Garcia.
Yes, he is. And he was also the, what was it, the combat Tai Chi, like push hands Tai Chi world champion.
He was a world champ.
After like 2.5 years of training, right?
Yeah, I don't know specifically, but I think it was a short amount of time. And he was just so used to like the competitive aspect from chess that he really learned Tai Chi very well. So, and
yeah, that's pretty incredible. Let me text Vince right quick. Tell him to jump back in. Anyway, so yeah, the book, The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin, it's like half autobiography and half instruction manual on how to like excel at something. And it's fascinating if you've never read, like those of you that are listening, if you've never read that, like do yourself a giant favor, get a copy of that, find an audio book, like if you're on Audible or something like that. You can read it
in like a night. It's so thin. You can go through it real fast.
Yeah, it's an amazing book, man. Amazing book. And it just talks about how the things that are required to be excellent in one discipline are the same things that are required to be excellent in a different discipline. Like the only difference is just the specific technical details, not necessarily the the mindset. The mindset's the same. All right, so Vince just joined us again, but we got the blue man again. Let me see. There's some way I can set him up. I can't do it.
How did the lip expansion project come along?
Dude, I can't find a small glass anywhere.
Dude, we'll just do it with your whole head.
I tried, actually.
And then we'll start a new trend called the Dirty Bird Face Challenge.
I tried.
Just make your face turn into that dude from Click.
I tried with
not Click. What was the movie with Will Smith where the dude gets like all stung and he gets swollen or has a food allergy or something? Hitch, that was it.
Yeah, I tried with one of my little daughter's baby bottles, and I think I gave myself like a rash.
Dude, he almost ruptured. He almost got the rupture, man. Careful. This is dangerous stuff here. We're this is dangerous. Have you seen the lip? Show him the lip, Brandon. He didn't see it.
Oh, I got to pull it back up. Let me see. All right, I'll try to find it.
You gotta keep these in tabs, dude.
Oh, my bad. Oh well, too late. He probably saw it already.
It's gross.
Yeah. So you guys hang on just one second. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Word.
Yep.
Hey, Bird, have you read that book Brandon was talking about, the Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin? You know anything about that book?
No, I haven't. I don't like to learn. That's something. Yeah, I don't like learning at all. Is there anything wrong with that?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of counter to what Mr. Josh's book's about, I guess. But you're probably like of the not learning of unlearning, or like the unlearning stage. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you have to be like maybe unlearning. I don't know. I'm of the belief that we learn it's just natural. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mellow Yellow Zero. Probably not the healthiest choice I've ever made.
That's It's got that aspartame in it, man.
I don't think it has aspartame. What does it have?
Sweet aspartame.
Sucralose. I don't know. I can't say any of these words. So for sure, it's safe to put in your body. Man, well, Vince is in. He's in the chat, but all right. So you guys talk amongst yourselves here. It's him on the phone. Let me see if I can fix this up.
I think we're having a hang up.
What's up, boss? I'm not sure.
I wonder how many viewers we still have. If it's Hey Bird, you there?
All right, he's gonna try to log back in one more time, and then
I think we might have lost Bird.
Oh shoot, you were hanging out by yourself.
I'm like, what's up, everybody? I went and got a glass of water myself. My good self.
So if if he doesn't come back in, if Vince doesn't come back in, then we're gonna just try to do it on audio.
Yeah.
So I'll just unplug this so that he can hear and we can hear, and
Okay.
I don't know. We're just gonna try it. We'll see what happens. So
Did he hear me? Like he probably won't be able to hear me, so it'll just be between you guys a conversation. Everyone will be able to hear me, you and him, but he won't be able to hear me.
Yeah.
So if I say something, you have to kind of tell him what I said if you can't hear.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'll let you guys have a conversation more so.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, dude. We're running it on the fly.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
This is live.
I like to live dangerously.
Zero practice.
Right? So, yeah, he's not pulling back in. He's trying to join. I can see where he's trying to join. It's just a pain in the old butt. All right, the actual butt. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him then. So you said you could hear when I had him on speakerphone.
Yeah. If you just you could hear him.
Belch. Again, super professional. Yeah, it tastes super delish.
Well, now it's not aspartame. They've changed the name and come up with a different substance. It's sucrose something, right? Sucrose. So maybe that's more related to sugar.
Who knows, man? I really don't care. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my only vice in life is I drink caffeinated beverages. So
have you tried the kombucha or the kombucha? Kombucha, you ever had any of that?
No, not really. I've tried it once or twice. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
supposed to be super good for you though.
It's naturally carbonated instead of it's like fermented.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Vince? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear it, Steven?
Yes.
All right, cool. What's going on, man?
Man, not too much, man. Not too much.
Man, just chilling. Listen, everybody, this is my friend Ovince St. Preux, better known as OSP. I believe last count you were the number 7 ranked light heavyweight in the UFC. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Coming off of a big win against Pat Cummins. Prior to that, 34-second knockout against one of the greatest fighters in the history of MMA, Shogun Rua. Went into Brazil and knocked Shogun out like a savage. How did that feel, dude?
Oh, it felt real good. It's just the fact that, just going in his backyard doing what I did, and actually being the only fighter that's ever knocked him out in the first round. Definitely felt good about that.
Yeah, not a lot of people have ever finished Shogun, man, but you didn't. I mean, you didn't back off of him at all. Like, I remember when the first time that I came up there to train with you in Knoxville, your coach was telling me, "Look, man, we want Shogun. We want him." So you were hoping for that fight, and then who was it that backed out of that fight at the last second with an injury? And
Jimmy Manawa.
Yeah, Manawa, and he's an animal too. He just looked awesome in his last fight. But he backed out at the last second, and you came in on like a week's notice to fight Shogun?
Yeah, about 8 days, about 8-9 days.
Unreal, dude. Incredible, man. So, listen, man, we never done a podcast before. You're our first guest. We went live. We're just gonna try it out. And I was talking to Joey Zonar. It's one of Vince's coaches, and I was actually trying to get Joey to come on and be the guest tonight, and he was like, "Dude, what if I just got Vince for you?" I was like, "Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go deep with the first show."
Let's do it.
So we're working through some glitches and stuff, but appreciate everybody's patience. Appreciate your patience, Vince. So I guess the first thing that I wanted to ask you about was, tell us about your years. Everybody wants to talk to you about fighting, but I'd like to hear a little bit about your years playing football at Tennessee, man. Tell us what that was like.
It was definitely good. I mean, it's just the typical college years of being a college athlete, partying life. But at the same time, going to class, complaining about practice. And just kind of looking back about it, it's just like, I didn't realize how easy we had it the whole entire time. We always wanted more, but we didn't realize how easy we had it. But just going back, just playing, and even playing in Neyland Stadium, playing in front of 110,000 people, a lot of that is just like, we took a lot of stuff for granted, as a lot of people, would be like, man, this is like the best thing ever.
Man. So, what years were you on the football team there at Tennessee?
2001 to 2004.
What was the team like then? I mean, you guys had a pretty good team during those years?
Oh yeah, definitely we had a good team then. It was won the bowl games all 3 years. Actually, all 4 years that we were there won the bowl game. My freshman year, we were actually probably one game away from being in national championship. We lost one game regular season, and we played in the SEC championship. We played against LSU. We should beat them. We would beat them regular season. But if we would have beat them, we would have been playing in the national championship. We're actually freaking good.
So did LSU go on to win the title that year?
No, they didn't. They had a couple losses. Who won that year? I think it was Ohio State and Miami that ended up going.
2001. Let me look and see. Who won NCAA football 2001? Yeah, you're probably faster at that than me, Steven. Miami Hurricanes, was it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Miami. Man. Who was their quarterback that year?
Larry
What's that
Coker.
name?
Coker?
Coach.
Yeah, Coker was the head coach. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Trey Thompson is texting in. He knows the answer to every football question ever. He says he's a giant Auburn fan. He said, by the way, you were 0-3 versus Auburn all 3 of those seasons.
Ha.
Apparently, dude, I promise Trey knows better than you do. I know you played on the team, but for sure he knows. So, he's one of those dudes that's like super obsessed with his ball team. Like, it's crazy in Alabama. Like, the football is out of control. How'd you do against Alabama the years that you played?
We ran 2-2.
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. Who was the coach at Bama during that time? Was that during the Shula era?
Who did he get at first? It was Shula, and that's when yeah, it was Shula.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
We had one year with like
it's
Mike
so long
Price.
ago.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, there was some other guy that came in to coach during, I don't know, man. People that are like obsessed with Alabama football, they're gonna list like some of my friends, like Alan and some of those guys. They're gonna listen to this and just take a dump on me, take a dump on the show.
Bro Todd.
It's pretty much a sin. What I did by not knowing the answer to that question about Alabama's coach is pretty much a sin. Trey just messaged me. He said it was Shula and DuBose.
DuBose.
Mike DuBose. DuBose. That's the way I say it. So, all right. So, talk to us a little bit about like how you got involved in MMA in the first place. Like, what led you to starting to train martial arts? Is that something you were always into, or is it like did you wrestle in school? What was your thinking going in?
I mean, I had a high school wrestling background, so I knew that I had a natural base to get started off of. But my biggest thing was after I got through playing football is I just needed something to keep me in shape because I didn't have football anymore. And I always wanted to take a form of martial arts. And, I went in there thinking I was going to be doing kickboxing, but, kickboxing led to mixed martial arts. So that's how I pretty much got started. I got introduced to one of my fraternity brothers introduced me. So, but it was cool. I got introduced, got thrown into the deep end of the water and survived, and that's when Eric kind of presented the idea of me. Like, do you want to fight? Initially, I said no.
Yeah, so you were just into it to train, just to stay in shape or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, so tell us, like, how long were you training before you had your first fight?
I would say I was training for about 8 to 9 months, and I had my first amateur fight. At the point of that, actually, as an amateur, I went 10-0 as an amateur.
10-0 as an amateur. Savage.
Yeah.
A lot of knockouts?
Yeah, I had a lot of knockouts, a lot of bad ones, too.
So you made the transition to pro at what point? Like, at what year, I guess? 2009?
2009, I went pro.
Now, so this is interesting to me. This is super interesting to me. Is you lost your first 2 fights as a pro. You lost to Rodney Wallace. You lost a unanimous decision. You lost to Ray Lizama.
Yeah.
Another unanimous decision. So you started off your pro career 0-2. What were you thinking at that point?
I did.
Like, were you feeling like, oh man, this is maybe not for me, or did it just harden your resolve?
At that point in time, I wasn't thinking about anything. I was more focused on putting everything together. I knew what I was capable of, but I just didn't find out. I just was trying to put everything together. The talent was always there. The technique was always there, but the number one thing I was missing is, my cardio. I was still training on my own, doing a lot of things on my own, especially cardio-wise. And everybody knows when you do cardio, you can only push yourself so far.
Yeah. You got to have somebody in there whipping you into shape, man, like that can push you past your own breaking point. Because you'll believe that your breaking point is way sooner than it is. It takes so much to break the human body and to break the human, the cardio. But it's the spirit that breaks way before the cardio. So you felt like you were having some struggles with that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And basically, at one point in time, I was 4-4, and that's when I met my strength and conditioning coach, Nate Hoffmeister.
What was his name again?
Nate Hoffmeister.
Cool.
And since I've been with him, I'm 14-2 now.
Yeah. So you lost your first 2, then you reeled off 3 in a row. So you 3 finishes in a row. You had Robert Turner. You had a head kick at XFC 7. I'm checking out your Wikipedia page, dude. You got your own Wikipedia. You've made it. And then at XFC 8, you finished a dude with a calf slicer from the truck, which is super cool. That's one of the major 10th planet positions. So you were hip to the 10th planet game early on in your career, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just a product of your coaches being super open-minded. Eric Turner and Joey Zonar, super open-minded coaches there at Knoxville Mixed Martial Arts Academy. Or I guess it's called Knoxville Martial Arts Academy, right? KMAA.
Yeah, Knoxville Martial Arts Academy.
They're in Knoxville, Tennessee. So, okay, so 2 losses to start your pro career, then 3 finishes. So now you're 3-2, and then 2 losses again as you stepped into kind of new organizations and stuff. So your first 7 fights, you're 3-4, and then you reel off 15 out of 17. The competition level keeps rising, and you keep smashing everybody that steps in front of you. So you were 4-4 when you went into Strikeforce for the first time, and you fought Chris Hawk. So tell us a little bit about that. Was for sure at that point, I would say. Do you feel like that was your biggest fight of your career at that point?
It was, and it was one of the biggest fights, but at the same time, it was one of the pinnacle part of my career where everything changed. Because at first, that particular card, it was actually in Nashville, Tennessee. Jake Shields versus Hendo, Dan Henderson. At first, a lot of people, when they was doing the matchmaking and stuff, on the card, they get local guys from around the area.
Right.
They didn't want to put me on the show, and one of the commissioners went to bat for me, and they were like, "Look, this kid, his record is, I know, is 500, but he's a really good fighter. You need to put him on the card." And I actually went out that night and had a real nice knockout.
Yeah, finishing in less than a minute, right?
Yeah, finishing less than a minute.
Awesome.
And at that time, I thought I was going to end up getting signed by Strikeforce, and that didn't happen. But what ended up happening was my next fight was in May later on that year. And I fought April 17th.
Let's see, you fought. Oh, where is it? I'll pull it back up. Yeah, so you fought Chris Hawk. Then the next fight was in Washington Combat.
Claudia Vidal, which is the BJJ black belt. I beat him in the first round. I threw a high kick and I broke his arm.
No way.
We called Strikeforce again. It was like, well, no, you just need about one more win. And then my third fight was, I fought
Jason Day was your next one.
Well, you know what? I actually got signed after the Claudia Vidal fight, but I was just basically sitting around with Strikeforce because Strikeforce didn't have that many shows. So we told them, because it didn't let guys fight outside the organization too. But we told them that we were going to fight, Jason Day, which is a UFC vet. And
yeah, Jason Day fought. He fought some good dudes, man. He fought Alan Belcher.
And beat him. He beat Alan Belcher.
Yeah.
Doesn't he train with Seneca, Brendan?
I knocked out Jason Day in 8 seconds.
Yeah, you knocked Jason Day out in 8 seconds, dude. 8 seconds. You don't knock nobody gets knocked out in 8 seconds. That's insane, man. And you fought him in Canada, right?
Yep, I fought Jason Day in Canada. It's a good experience because that was my first time going up there. But
that's crazy.
That's what Strikeforce is like. That's your fight. First fight was November 19th against Antoine Britt.
Yep. I watched that one last night.
I fought him against in Mississippi. Then I was home for Thanksgiving 2 weeks later. I fought Benji Raddick. Another great fighter. Yeah. And 5 weeks after that, I fought
Bongo Humphrey. Yeah. That was a tough fight for you, man. That was a tough fight.
Yeah, I was mentally drained because
we fought 3 times in 7 weeks, man.
3 times in 7 weeks, and I think I'm the only, if I'm not mistaken, I'm the only MMA fighter to ever fight 3 times in 7 weeks with back-to-back shows and won all 3 shows, and all 3 shows been televised.
Dude, you're an animal, man.
Yeah, I kept myself busy, and that last fight took a lot out of me. That's when I told myself, I don't want to fight for a while because I'm deep. It was definitely a good experience just to get in there and do that.
And then, so after that, you took a little break, and you came back against Joe
Joe Kaysen.
Kaysen. That was at Strike 4. That was on July 22nd, 2011, in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And you won that one. You beat him in the first round also. So you came back fresh and looked like an animal.
Yep. And beat him. Then after that, I called out Gegard.
That's right. Okay, so now you're 11-4, and it's time to step up the competition. But you don't just step up, dude. Like you make a giant jump in competition. You fight Gegard Mousasi, right? So talk to us about that Mousasi fight. Like, how did you feel? I mean, obviously you knew a lot about him going in, but were you intimidated going in? Like, that's your first time stepping in there with somebody at that caliber. So talk to us a little bit about the mental process and just what that feels like stepping in there with somebody of that caliber.
Kind of I was feeling it through the whole entire camp, and then for some reason when I was in a cage, mentally everything just kind of went away. But I was listening to his record at like Gegard Mousasi record at that time was like 31-3 or 30-3 or something like that. They said he had like 20 knockouts, and I was like 20 knockouts, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself like I'm not trying to get knocked out, so immediately I put myself in a negative mindset to where I just kind of was second guessing myself. When the fight started, I was fighting two people. I was fighting a Gegard Mousasi in my head and a Gegard Mousasi in front of me. Halfway through the second round when I realized, he's not all that good.
So
what ended up happening was, trying to fight around in the second round, definitely won the third round. I think if that fight would have went 5 rounds, I'd actually beat him.
So you feel like even at that stage in your career, you felt like you were the better fighter.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man. So the fight ends up going to Mousasi. But did you feel like how did you feel coming out of the fight? I mean, was it something where you really felt like down about the results, or did you feel encouraged?
I'm not so down in an aspect of where I could have done better, but I felt like, more encouragement coming out of it due to the simple fact I knew what I was capable of. About a top 5, actually at that point, he was, the number 7 ranked heavyweight in the world. And I thought I felt did extremely well against him.
Hold on just one second, brother. I'm trying to get Dirty Bird back in on the call. Steven, send Dirty Bird your phone number in that group message, and then maybe you can speakerphone him back in. Does that make sense?
To use speakerphone on my phone while I'm doing the Hangout?
Yeah. Will that work?
I don't know if that's possible. You think that'll work?
Oh yeah, you're on your phone too.
Yeah, I'm using.
Oh man, we're so ghetto, dude. We're the most ghetto podcast of all time. Sorry, man. Bird, I don't know. We'll try to figure it out. Steven, can you see, do a little homework on how to add somebody back in to a chat on Hangouts on Air once they've kind of left and can't get back in? I don't know if he kicked himself out or something, and I'll handle Vince right here. Okay, so you fight Mousasi. Mousasi goes on to get signed by the UFC not too long after that, right? Or did he only come over after the Strikeforce acquisition?
After the Strikeforce acquisition.
And that's when you came over too.
Yeah, that's why when everybody was talking about the Strikeforce card, I fought Mousasi 2011 and 2012. That's when I fought.
TJ Cook was the next one. You fought him on the same card as Rousey versus Sarah Kaufman. That's pretty awesome.
On that card. She's a beast too.
Who, Rousey?
Yeah.
True or false?
Definitely.
True or false? Rousey would stand a better chance with you than Mousasi if we fought again.
Yeah. I'm trying to rip,
you think she's better than Mousasi?
yeah, I'm trying to rip that off.
Like there's a lot of talk from different fighters. I think who was it? Ian McCall was saying, let's like be real. There's no way that she can hang in there with guys her size, like UFC fighters her size. Maybe not with the top 20. Maybe not with the top 20 guys her size. I don't know. What do you think, man? Like if she just joins the men's division at 135 pounds, does she have
It's too strong. But you see, the thing is, it'll be too strong for her. There's a lot of guys that walk around like 170, like 160, 170, that cuts down to 135. So they'll just be too strong for her. But the thing is, the thing about her is she's just unique in her own way. She, what she's doing for women in MMA right now is ridiculous.
Yeah, she's like a hero for a whole generation of girls, like a whole generation of like little girls that are going to grow up to be women. They're going to see what she's doing as a possibility, like that was never a possibility before. And I guess like Carano, I guess really led the way for that, and then ladies like Shayna Baszler and all kinds of women were kind of forerunners who I guess paved the way for Rousey first.
Yeah, Gina Carano was actually the first. Gina Carano there, she actually paved the way. And Gina Carano was the first female MMA fighter to actually. She was a very attractive female who, fought. She was actually pretty good. And from there, went into other endeavors. And Ronda Rousey's taking the same route, but Ronda Rousey's a little better.
Yeah, well, she's a destroyer, man. Like she's got this completely different mindset. She's a real warrior. So, and it's just interesting to see like the different approaches that high level folks take. Like you're a real chill guy, man. Like hanging out with you and then getting to train with you. You know how to like pull it back and just be cool and just relax when it's time to relax. And you never really, at least from what I've gotten to see with you so far, you never really are like high strung or putting out that like killer mentality. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I watch somebody like her and it's like she's always ready for war. So it's just interesting to watch the different approaches that people have.
It is. I tell people most of the time, always cool, calm, collective.
Yeah.
And I just try to let people know it's just like, I know when to turn it on, I know when to turn it off.
Yeah.
I've been playing sports all my life and stuff,
so for you, you just view it as a sport. You don't view it really as a fight, then.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you get ready for a match or fight, you got to be under control. You can't be mad. You can't be, you can't. You got to take it seriously. You end up getting angry. You tend to be tense. When you start getting tense, your muscles start acting up. Your breathing patterns start changing, and all of that you need to be as crazy as it sounds. You need to be as relaxed as possible for a fight. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do is be relaxed, just because you can find yourself being in trouble from time to time.
Yeah, and so, and I guess as you've continued to rise up the ranks, like, do you find that to be more difficult as the pressure mounts, or do you even really feel the pressure? Or you just kind of taking it all as it comes? So because like after your fight with T.J. Cook, that's when you the acquisition of Strikeforce by the UFC by Zuffa. You fought Gian Vellante, and you got that funky eye poke decision, right?
I did.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a funky decision. That was in New Jersey where you just fought. Then you moved on and you knocked out Cody Donovan. Then it's a submission with the Von Flue. Tell us about the Von Flue choke. You had the first round submission against Nikita Krylov. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, Nikita Krylov.
So that was at UFC 171. Tell us a little bit about that situation there.
Just basically, the game plan was to take him down. I actually went and stand up with him, but the game plan was to take him down simply because, when Nikita Krylov, what was crazy about it was that he fought Walter Harris. When he fought Walter Harris, he knocked out Walter Harris in 25 seconds. But within the 25 seconds, he threw 11 kicks. And I was like, Jesus, that's a lot of kicks. And that's when my trainer, Eric Turner, was like, you need to take him down to the ground. So, I set it up with a high kick, took him down to the ground, and got in the side mount, and he's still holding on to my head. And I was like, well, if you hold on to my head, I'm just going to put you in a Von Flue choke. This is a regular submission I've been working on. Not been working on that. I knew about probably one of the first submissions I've been learning in my life. But after I got him under control, left the Von Flue on him, and I knew it was a matter of time. He didn't know where he was, but I knew it was a matter of time before he went to sleep. And that's what happened.
Yeah, so that's a pretty rare obviously named after Jason Von Flue, but that's a pretty rare submission, man. Like, people don't get caught in that. So for those of you that aren't aware, this if you're hanging on to a guillotine choke, which is just where you wrap the front of the head, like, say, imagine somebody's just running after you and trying to take you down with like a double leg, and you grab their head. But what you would want to do is wrap your legs around their waist, and then, there's technical ways to apply it and try to finish the guillotine choke. But what Vince did was, instead of falling into the guard, he fell off to the opposite side. So his head is still caught, but his body is on the opposite side. And then he drives the shoulder in on the opposite side of his head, and drives the shoulder in against the carotid artery and puts the guy to sleep in the UFC. So it's a really, really rare submission, because most people, you see it more in MMA, I guess, that people will just hang on to that head when they really should have already let it go. But it's a mistake. You've seen it a couple of times now in the UFC, and you were able to did you get submission of the performance bonus that night?
Yeah, I did. I got performance bonus that night for that, which was, it was very cool. It was very nice, actually.
Nice, dude. And so now you've got your first performance of the night. Now you're going to start stepping in. You've picked up what? 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in the UFC, including a performance of the night bonus on a pay-per-view card. Time to start up in the ante now. And so as the pressure rises, do you start to feel that emotionally? And does it affect you in the cage at all? Talk to us a little bit about that, I guess.
Well, I'll still be in my typical self going into the cage. Been a little nervous about things, but for the most part, I think I still kind of handled myself pretty well. But I think the biggest thing about it is my next fight. I did pretty good in my next fight, which was the fight with Ryan Gino. And
right. A very good fighter.
And I actually broke his arm with a high kick.
Which is the second time that you've done that.
Yeah, which is the second time that I've done that.
Incredible. You stand in that southpaw stance, and you hit them both with left leg high kicks, and they block them, and it breaks the arm.
So either whether it lands or not, it's still going to be damaging. But I got through that fight, which was a pay-per-view card too. And my next fight happened to be a main event card.
Right. Now you're 16-5, and you're stepping in. This was August of last year. You're stepping in a huge step up in competition. You're taking on Ryan Bader. So talk to us, I guess, a little bit about the lead in to that camp. What are you feeling like coming into that camp? And you just kind of walk us through that whole process.
That camp, I felt good, but I just didn't do what I needed to do during that camp. I didn't train like I needed to train. I was showing up to practice late, leaving practice early, sometimes even missing days of practice. I didn't actually apply myself to that training camp as much as I needed to. If I would have added at least 10 more serious sessions, during the training camp, I'm definitely know how to win that fight.
So that's interesting. So, like, I don't know, you feel like you're maybe getting too big for your britches, sort of, I guess, at that point, or you just were losing focus for what reason?
You're just losing focus for the simple fact that when you start racking up wins, you start being a little bit complacent.
Oh, I got
And
you.
sometimes you can have somebody harping at you, but it's different when you have somebody harping at you than when you actually get to put in that scenario. So the loss didn't do anything but made me better.
Nice, man. So you go in to fight Bader. It's a 5-round fight. That's your first 5-round fight, right? It says it's the main event. It was a unanimous decision. You dropped the unanimous decision up there in Maine. So after the fight, how were you feeling after the fight? I mean, obviously, man, it's a fight. You're like totally emotionally drained and stuff, but what was your thought process? Like, did you feel like you still feel like you had what it takes to step up to the next level? Or,
I definitely knew I still knew what it had. Well, I still know I had it. It's just a simple fact, like I tell people, is I needed that loss, and that loss put me in a situation to where I can come back and actually do what I needed to do. I went back to the boxing gym, started boxing more, just because I was working on my timing. When I fought the Bader, I felt my timing was off, but I didn't work on my boxing all that much. So I went back and do all of that, and put me in a situation for my next fight against Shogun, which was a good fight.
yeah, to say the least. You knocked Shogun out in 34 seconds, step back and drop him with a left hook. Is that something that you guys worked on in your camp a lot?
Oh yeah, it's something that I always work on all the time. A lot of people were saying that's a lucky shot, but it's kind of funny is, if anybody that trained with me, I've done that day in and day out in the gym. No problem.
Was that something specific that you guys saw as a whole in Shogun's game? Or is it just something that like that's one of your home run shots right there and you're going to get it every now and then?
One of my home run shots, and pretty much I get it probably, 7 to 8 out of 10 times.
Man. Well, that after you knocked him out, Shogun's a legend, dude, one of my all-time favorites. And but after you knocked him out, there were tweets going all over the place, like Vines and people putting GIFs of like somebody throwing stuff into the ring and him slipping on it instead of the knockout. There was a lot of funny stuff going around. Did you notice a big increase in your popularity after that?
I did. I did, but a lot of people still kind of was hesitant about it until this fight that I had against Patrick Cummings. Now people see it, and it was like, now a lot of people are like, okay, probably he's not getting that lucky just because, he's finishing the fights. And to be honest, I had six fights that I won in the UFC, and all of them been pretty much by, just finishing different passion.
Yeah, well, see, what's amazing to me about you is that as you rise up the ladder in competition, your performances get better and better. It hasn't been, like as you step up to better competition that you're, starting to get your weaknesses exposed and stuff. I mean, obviously you had some situations with like some problems with the Bader fight, but you feel like that was more related to, your personal preparation and your personal outlook to it. But, Patrick Cummins is the real deal, man. And you just handled him. First round knockout, uppercut as he kind of came driving in, and he felt that power off of you the first time. Like the first time you really connected, what did you feel from him the first time that you really cracked him?
Just seeing his head snap back, and basically, my mentality is when I'm in the fight, I gotta hit you before you hit me, and that's what ended up happening. And when that ended up happening, which was really good, what ended up happening next was that I knew he was going to go for the takedown. Obviously, Patrick Cummins, obviously he's a wrestler. He's going to go for the takedown. My biggest thing is you can take me down. I mean, I wrestled 3 years in high school, and I'm facing a two-time All-American. And my thing was, okay, I'm not worried about you taking me down. Is the thing that you need to be worried about is holding me down. And every time I got taken down, or every time he attempted to make a takedown, I was always back at my feet within 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're popping up pretty much instantly.
So, and that's more demoralizing for the wrestler. He's like, and I wasted all my energy trying to take him down, and he just popped right back up.
Yeah. So my coach, Eddie Bravo, who you've had the opportunity to work with now, he had a $1,000 bet riding on you going into this fight against Brendan Schaub. They were on Joe Rogan Experience, so it's one of the Fight Companion podcast. And Eddie bet $1,000 that you were going to win the fight, and Schaub bet $1,000 on Pat Cummins, who's one of his training partners. And so I told Eddie that Joey said that he had to cut you guys in on a little of that cash.
I heard about that bet, and I was like, and I thought about it at one point in time that the fight would have went into the third or second. It was the second to third round, and if I would have had a chance to jump his back, I would have definitely went in for a 10th planet submission. But
now the side bet was that Eddie put $100 down that that you would catch Cummins in a twister, and if you caught it, then Schaub had to give $10,000. So I guess whatever odds, I don't really know a lot about it, but $10,000. So if you'd have hit that, you'd have for sure had to cut somebody in on that. He would have had to cut you in on that for sure.
Probably so, but it was just one of the situations where I kind of laughed about the whole situation, but Brennan had the confidence on his guys and stuff, but the way I was feeling it, I was pretty much feeling unstoppable at that time.
So any ideas on when your next fight is going to be?
Man, they got a card going on August 8th in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been blowing up my trainers, Eric and Joey here, and be like, look, make sure every time I talk to them, tell them I want to be on that card. So I'm hoping I'm on that card August 8th. So
listen, man,
I'm shooting for right now.
We're going to be there. We'll bring the whole gym from Decatur. We're OSP fans for life. So anything, I've been lucky enough to get to help you out a couple of times and get to work with you a couple of times. And, anything that I can do to help you, I'm always down to do it. And I'll be as involved as you'll allow me to be in this fight leading up. But for sure, we're bringing the whole gym up in support. You have a Twitter account or any Facebook shout outs, or just take a second here to kind of let everybody know where they can find you and follow you on social media. And then I'll let you kind of get some rest, man. It's after midnight where you're at. So tell us where we can follow you on social media.
You definitely can follow me on my Twitter, which is my Twitter, and actually my Instagram is the same thing, 003_OSP. You can also follow me on my fan page on Facebook. Just type it over, St. Preux, pop up. But just making sure everybody give me a shout out and stuff. I'm easy to find, but at the same time, I usually respond back to a lot of my fans. At least I try to respond back to a lot of my fans and stuff. So
awesome. Well, look, man, you're a great dude. You're one of the most humble, down to earth guys that I've had the pleasure of meeting in our MMA and jiu-jitsu game. I'm looking forward to watching you grow, and then just getting to go watch you fight in August is going to be a pleasure. And I wish you the best of luck, man. You got my number. Anything that I can do to be a friend to you, man, you just let me know.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. Before you go, let's give a shout out to Eric and Joey there at Knoxville Martial Arts Academy. For sure, those guys are doing things the right way up there. And Steven's back. How'd you get back in, Steven?
Well, the link worked, man. It just worked. It might be some on his end.
Okay, cool. Well, you had anything you wanted to ask OSP before he goes? I was just getting ready to turn him loose.
No, that's good, man. It was an awesome interview, though. Good job.
Oh, cool. All right, man. So, shout out to Eric and Joey there at Knoxville Martial Arts Academy. You're not the only great fighter that's up there. You're the only one that's in the UFC. You want to shout out any of your teammates or anything, Vince?
Yeah, definitely want to give a big shout out to, Isaac Klein, Justin Fisher, Jan Lancock, Nick Gertz, Shannon Young,
you're going to hurt somebody's feelings Jason. If you leave their name off. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody. Jason, I said James, I think. Who else? Dre, Allen. I'm trying to get everybody. Taylor.
Chad Clark.
Chad.
Chad's my homeboy.
Dave. Shamir, 10V. Still trying to run down the line. I think that's pretty much everybody.
You got.
But also a big shout out to Joey's on Eric Trainer. I've been with him since day one. A lot of people ask me, why I'm still with him since day one. And I tell a lot of people I've been coach all my life, and at this point in time, I know a good coach when I see him. I made it this far with Eric and Joey, and one of them situations. Why would I want to go anywhere else? And another big shout out to my strength and conditioning coach, Nate Hoffmeister, too.
Nice, man. Well, talking about Eric and Joey, man, they, Greg Jackson wasn't always like the giant camp, AKA wasn't always the giant camp. Those camps had their start. And I think we're starting to, just having seen what I've seen from Knoxville Martial Arts Academy and from Eric and Joey and from yourself, and then guys like Isaac and Nick and Justin, I think this is the beginning of something really special for you guys. So I think you guys have got a good thing going. I've heard Eric and Joey both, they kind of carry that chip on their shoulder, well, we don't have credentials. Guys, you got credentials. You're legitimate coaches doing legitimate things, and I'm really impressed. I'm not, who am I, but I'm really impressed by everything I see out of you guys, and I expect giant things, not just from you, but from the rest of the guys like Justin, Nick, Isaac. They're all gonna be doing big things, man. So great job. You got great training partners. You got great coaches. You're a humble, down-to-earth guy. And hopefully we'll be able to get you back on when we got this situation a little better running.
Yeah, definitely. Just give me a shot and I'll be there.
All right, man. Hey, listen, get some good rest, man. Train hard tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, peace, man.
All right, see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ovince St. Preux. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Preux. Preux. I'm a redneck. Even if I say it properly, I'll still say it wrong.
Hey, that's what I can for, man. OSP.
Yeah, I call him Vince. Everybody calls him Vince. But he's an awesome guy, man. It's I haven't spent a lot of time around high-level fighters. Been able to spend some time around high-level jiu-jitsu players, but he's probably the high-level fighter, I guess, that I've gotten to know the best. He's just not what you would expect from, he's not braggadocious. He's not like
He's super professional.
Yeah, he's not a cocky guy. You know what I mean? He doesn't, like he was saying, he just treats it like a sport. He doesn't treat. I don't know if you heard that part or not. We had some difficulties with Steven and Bird. They both ended up like losing. We lost their feed, and anyway, Vince was saying he doesn't feel like fighting is as much of a fight as it is just a sport, and so he just treats it like tries to relax and chill and.
Like he's going in there to play a football game or something, man. Same vibe, bringing the same kind of energy.
Yeah, man.
Do well either way.
He is going to do well, man. I really expect that guy to keep rising. As he's continued to see higher level competition, it hasn't really phased him, dude. He lost the Bader fight, but it was a decision. It was a 5-round decision. He got out wrestled, and he lost the fight, but man,
his knockouts were sweet though, dude. That one knockout, man.
I think he fights Bader again. I think it's a different story, man. I think that's a different story. So I'll be really interested to watch his career, and he'll be down in Decatur soon to train with all of us, and then we'll be riding back and forth to Knoxville to continue that relationship. So let's kill it, Steven. Like, you got a Twitter for everybody to follow? What's going on with that?
Well, for myself, good self, I don't have any Twitters up at the moment, man. But I will. I'm gonna get on that so we can.
You got to step your Twitter game up, player.
We gotta advance. We gotta advance our platforms.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do good. You know what? I think maybe next week we'll try to have Frank Barca on. I think that's the plan. Frank Barca is the head instructor from 10th Planet, Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, yeah.
We're going international next week.
I lived in Melbourne for a year.
No way.
Yeah,
oh, that'd be perfect. We got to have Frank then. Frank's one of the nicest dudes in the history of mankind.
Awesome. Is he the guy that's working with the rugby players?
Oh, I don't know.
Does he do that? Because that's some cool stuff, man. Like, there's some Jits people that are working with like rugby teams over there.
Yeah, and I think in Australia they just are all prisoners. That's what I heard.
It started out. That was a good thing though, man, because it made some awesome people, dude. That's the coolest country, man. All the Australians, like, I got much love for my Aussies, man. They're awesome.
Well, I would ask you about your time in Australia, but I want to save it for next week.
Yeah, let's do it another time.
Yeah. So anyway, you can follow me. I'm sorry, I had some. I gotta trim the beard down. I had some mellow. What is this? Mellow Yellow Zero on the mustache. That's got to go. I'm done with this. I'm not gonna shave it off completely, but I look genuinely homeless right now.
Just save a little bit of that sucrose for later, though.
Something's got to give. All right, I'm making a promise on the podcast. I feel bad. I feel like I set a bad example. All right, look, that's the last one. That's the last one. No more.
Don't do it, man.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna quit them, dude. I need to be a better example. That's bad. I shouldn't be doing that in front of everybody. That's terrible. What a bad person I am. So, I don't remember what I was saying. So yeah, you follow me on Twitter, Brandon_MC. You can follow Dirty Bird on Twitter at DirtyBird34, and you can catch the podcast at it's Bird and Brandon on Twitter. And then like us on Facebook, link to this. We should be able to pull the audio off of this and then start to work towards getting it on iTunes and Stitcher as it becomes more available. As we kind of get better at all this, we'll hope to get all that stuff up and running. We don't want to throw it up on iTunes with just one episode, I don't think, but we'll get it working, man.
Beta stage, man. Trial and error.
So look, man, only way I've ever done anything, just jump in, jump in head first, dude. Learn to swim. So
hey, that's the only way.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, man. Oh, hey, well, we'll get with Eddie some other time. If we had been, if we'd been able to get OSP, get Vince in on the Hangout, plan was to call Eddie and then do this with Eddie. But, and so we could have had them going back and forth about that $1,000 bet. See if we couldn't get Eddie to come off about $500 of that and send it out here to Vince. Cool, man. All right. So any parting words, Steven?
Hey, that's a wrap. Appreciate you guys. Anyone that stuck around and saw our experiment stage here, and those cool interviews too, man. Those were some really good interviews. So I'm glad everybody got to check that out. So yeah,
man, it's cool having Matt Paul come on, kind of impromptu there.
Yeah, and that was when it was working all like it should.
Yeah. So cool, man. All right, guys, that's it. So check us out on iTunes, or not on iTunes. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and then of course on our Google Plus and YouTube. All right, thanks a lot.